Yeah, so have you ever tried juking MM2 and it just ended up like this? And if that's you, do you actually want to learn how to juke like this? Alright, so let's start off with something pretty simple. It's called the 180 juke, and it is very easy to learn. So yeah, here's how to do it. Alright, so you start off with running away from the mirror like normal, and then suddenly you switch directions and pass the mirror, staying on the opposite side of the knife so you avoid this hitbox. Now, as you can probably tell, that was a fake scenario, but here's an actual use case. And this juke works because most murders just commit to chasing your original path, and the sudden turn just throws them off. Alright, so next up is a 360. It's basically a 180, but instead of running the other way, you continue to spin around the mirror and start running in the same direction as you were before. So here's how it looks. And this juke is basically a more flashy and way more risky version of a 180 because, well, some people don't have the reflexes to even turn around after the 180, so basically you just walk into their knife. So yeah, don't do this against like actual NPCs. Looks cool though, and here's an actual use case. So you might think that jumping over the mirror might sound really basic, but well, this juke is called a jump over, and all you have to do is just jump on top of a tall object and then jump off of it, and well, that lets you avoid the knife's hitbox and create some pretty nice distance. And yeah, here's an actual use case. So you might have noticed that in that particular clip a bomb was used, so instead of jumping off a tall object, you can also double jump to create the safe distance for you to blend behind the knife. Alright, and next up we have the exact opposite of a jump over, which is called the slide under. So when the mirror jumps from a height, you basically use that to go underneath them like this, and here's a clip on how to do it. So this juke is all about timing. It works best when you predict when the murder actually jumps and start doing it early. That way they have less time to react. And here's the juke being used in an actual game. And well, next we have faking, and it is a very simple thing, but it's pretty powerful. You take a step or jump in one direction, and then suddenly you turn the other way and just start running away. What I usually do with this juke is pair it with something else. So I first do the fake and then I actually do a juke. So here's a clip on how I do it. And next up we have the corner juke. I actually see a lot of people failing this juke, even though it's pretty easy, but yeah, here's a clip. So the thing is, this juke is actually pretty risky because, well, the more experienced players will get you, like, usually they expect stuff like this, but if you do it against an NPC, at least don't jump into the knife, which is one thing that I see a lot of people do. And well, they still will be able to react in time. So what I usually recommend is, well, using another juke right after that. So for example, you do the corner juke, like you jump out of the corner and then suddenly you do a 180, a 360, a jump over. Well, depends on the map and the spot, right? And well, here's what I mean. And well, that's it for the basic jukes, but we still have quite a lot to go through with the more advanced stuff, so let me just warn you that these jukes are more technical. They will need practice and, well, some skills. So first, try to practice the basic jukes, and then you can try and do these. Well, at this point, almost everyone knows how to bomb jump, and well, this is the easiest part of this, but I put it in advanced since, well, some people don't. And you actually need an item for this. So, if you don't know how to bomb jump, you go to the shop, then the emotes, and you can buy the prank bomb right here. And then, once you have the bomb, you get in, out, and then you have to aim somewhere like this, so in the middle of your arm if you're using shift lock, and if you're a first person, just like aim right like at this angle. I don't know how to explain it. And now you see how you jump at the max jump height. All you have to do is just click and you will double jump. And well, you can use it in a lot of different scenarios. As you can see, that's one, like right here. You can double jump up this window to juke. There's so many spots that I won't even be able to showcase them, but well, here's another one. All you have to do is just do this. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, you can also use this to do a jump over. So, well, how it will look like is you double jump and then go backwards to, well, avoid a murder. So like this, right? And next up we have flings. Now flings are kind of weird. There are specific spots that only work for them. And well, what you usually have to do is at least sit and unequip something. I mean, equip and unequip something. And then you walk up to something like this box, and as you can see, if I shift lock, my character is like slanted, and if I jump, it can fling me, but as you can see, it doesn't always work. So you have to actually practice this, and this one isn't very consistent, but this one right here actually works a lot, at least for me. But you have to really just get the angle right, so you walk up to this box right here, and shift lock over here, and then if you do it correctly, it's gonna fling you like this. And well, flings are very OP to gain distance, since well, if the mirror is like chasing you right here and then you just fling right above them, like how are they supposed to catch up to you? Like, you know, it's not really possible, right? Another fling spot that barely anyone knows is right here. So if you go under these stairs like this, you can actually fling. Oh, I don't think I had this on. Hold on. As you can see, yeah, you can fling like this. So let's say you're juking the murder right here, doing some jump overs, whatever, right? You walk up right here, fling, and boom, you're out of the room. Very easy, very simple. I mean, not easy, you need practice, but well, simple. So for flings, you will need map knowledge, because well, you need to know where you actually can fling and like how you can use them. And another juke that you need map knowledge for is wall hopping, which is a very fun thing to do in my opinion, and well, here's how to do it. Alright, so I will start off with a very simple example. So right here on factory, right, you see this window, it's not even, like technically it's not even a wall hop since you can even stand on the window, but it's a good practice spot. So all you have to do is just jump, and then once your leg reaches this spot right here, this gray spot, you flick to the side and hold your jump button all the way, like, you know, just throughout the whole thing, just hold it. And as you can see, you kind of like jump on the wall. And well, this can be used in a lot of different scenarios. You can use it to do a jump over, you can chain it with a double jump, you can do whatever. Like, I can chain it with a bounce, which we'll get into in a second. It's a very cool thing that you might want to learn. I mean, it's very fun to do, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. So another example is right here. You probably know what I'm about to do, but well, first of all, also, I would recommend to switch your FPS to 60. It makes it a lot easier to wall hop, because well, it just does. And as you can see, you can wall hop right here, since there are two different walls, right? But now right here, it seems like there's one wall, but if you shift lock, there's actually like two walls stacked on top of each other. And if you look closely, there is a slide line right there. So what you want to do is flick exactly on that line, or on this part right here, and then you can wall hop throughout this whole thing. And there's also like spot right here on the window level, like, you know, you can do a lot. And then you can also sit, equip, unequip anything. and do it from this corner right here, since sitting and unequipping something, I mean equipping and unequipping something, lowers your center of mass and it makes you jump higher if you like slightly flick before the jump. So that lets you do stuff like this. And well, you can chain wall hops with a bump jump, for example, and as you can see, you can get on top of the bucket, which is very cool. And I don't know, people just love this spot for some reason. You can also use wall hops for simple jukes like this. So as you can see, there is a slide line right here. That means you can just wall hop on top of this. And well, if you sit, equip, unequip something, you might be able to even do this. So, boom. And then on the lower part of this grating, as you can see, there is a line here. So that means you can wall hop there. You can use it on the tracks, on the windows of the tracks, like whatever. There's a whole lot of spots which I won't cover in this video. But let me know if you want a video on wall hop specifically. I can do it in the future. Just let me know. And now let's move on to bounces. So, bouncing is basically when you climb an object, like this ladder right here, and then while you're climbing, you just jump. And as you can see, that gives you like a little speed boost backwards. And you might not think that it is useful, but trust me, it is. Now you can also bounce like this to, well, climb faster. So all you have to do is just hold spacebar. And then once you bounce once, you stop holding it, because, well, if you still keep holding it, it just... this happens. But as you can see, I climbed the ladder like twice as fast with this little bounce right here, which is kinda OP. This is just like, you know, just a little sneak peek of what bounces can do. For example, let's say this my ult right here is chasing me. I didn't get anyone to help me with this clip, so, and then I want to gain distance. So what I would do is bounce off this fence right here to gain distance. It gives me like a little speed boost and everything. So all you have to do is just angle your camera correctly, and as you can see, that gives you a speed boost. Now you can use it, as I said, with double jumps. You can bounce into a wall, bump jump, everything. What I often do is also bounce right here. So I'll jump right here, bounce right there, and then you can double jump up to here. I'll show in a second. Alright, so my bomb recharge. So here's, look, boom, boom, and just a cool way to get up here. Because otherwise, if you did it from right here, this, I'm pretty sure this blocks you. So it's kind of impossible to like double jump from here to there. I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. You can technically bounce off here, double jump, and also do that. Also, remember how I said that sitting and equipping something makes you jump higher? Well, you can use it on hospital. In this scenario right here, you wouldn't normally be able to make this jump. So as you can see, if I unequip the item, I can't do this jump, like it doesn't let me jump as high. But then if I sit, equip my knife or whatever, I can. And now, well, I'm stuck right here, right? Well, no. All you have to do is just flick or use shift lock, like sideways like this. But I would recommend just flicking in the right timing, and as you can see, it lets you get up like this. So for some reason, I feel like I have to explain bounces a little bit more than anything else. So here's another good example. Mill base is like the perfect map for bounces. So you can use bounces to get up this, oh, like this, right? You bounce off the corner like this, and it just lets you get up like this. You can use it to get up like this, and you can use it to gain a little speed boost like that. But well, here's the hard part. Like, it's hard to get the camera positioning right and actually the timing right. As you can see, you have to jump in the correct timing and then like flick backwards kind of. Even here, you can bounce off this part right here. So you jump, and well, this is kind of hard, but as you can see, you jump, you can bounce off this and you gain like a little speed boost, and then you can escape quicker. You probably know that, well, you can wall hop into bounces, but you can also bounce into a wall hop. So does this vent look like a wall hop spot to you? Well, if you actually look closely, there is a line right here. So technically, you should be able to, well, bounce into a wall hop right there. And as you can see, I climbed this vent so quickly by using this method. It's actually kind of crazy, but it's kind of hard to do. But as you can see, it works. And now there is another event like this in the game, which is on police station, but I couldn't get the map, so yeah, I can't show it. Well, this is gonna be it for today's video. Let me know what video about jukes I should do next, since, well, technically there is a few things that I didn't cover. So if you guys want to know something more about whatever I've shown in this video, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.